Hi, welcome to Expand Your Us. This week is the third week of Advent in 2020. And here are some thoughts. If you would like to read the rest of the Advent readings and scriptures and hymn, then you can visit expandyourus.org or .com and click on the essay. I'll read my opening thoughts here though. 2020 has robbed us of Christmas parties. December usually offers a landscape on which I create increasingly absurd ways to celebrate. I love parties. I love celebrations. The wilder, the better. Festiveness and absurdity are linked in my mind, and loud, costumed, publicly toasted fun nearly always leads to joy, even if it's fringed with disaster. 2020, though, has taken our fun away, alas. As is the case with so many ways of seeing, Advent offers us a different take on parties. At its core, Advent is a 4-week study of hospitality. Christ's coming is the ultimate act of welcome. It is as if God, having thrown open his door to welcome us, decided instead to jump in his rattling conversion van, embarking on an epic road trip in order to show up on your doorstep, music blaring and party prepared. At Christmas, God comes low, bringing his whole self to our broken, weary, struggling selves. His everything comes to our nothing, and a gorgeous party results. If Advent is a season where we receive Christ as King of our lives, we best pay attention to the way God asks us to extend the same welcome to those around us. This week, knowing we have lost all those moments of throwing open the door to say, "Merry Christmas, come on in," I'm thinking a lot about how Jesus extended hospitality in shocking and creative ways throughout his adult life. One way to let every heart prepare him room is to follow him in making room for others. Advent reminds us that God's guest list is diverse and inclusive. God's hospitality never reflects his need to prove his worth by being near important people. Instead, God draws those to him who seem to have little to offer. His purpose is to remind his guests how much they matter, to extend welcome and belonging to those often cast out. We should go and do likewise. God's hospitality also centers those he loves, not his own needs. Jesus didn't have a house, but he threw a lot of parties. He came toward us rather than asking us to go toward him. Performance is never a part of the deal with godly hospitality, and it shouldn't be with us either. God found curious people in trees, disruptive children at an adults-only event, wealthy folk who were a little ashamed and wondering if they had lost their way, grieving people, desperate folks searching for healing, and people who had learned to keep their distance, to keep their eyes lowered, and to stay out of the way. He found them, looked them in the eye, and welcomed them. We should go and do likewise. God's hospitality sometimes got him into trouble. Jesus often got accused of breaking religious rules and of being a drunk because he hung out with such sketchy people. Jesus' imagination led him to break the barriers society trusted and even called holy. Despite the comfort it brought the keepers of the status quo, God reimagined hospitality in ways that transformed those he welcomed. 2020 offers us a similar challenge. We should not throw parties this month. We should not open our doors to welcome merrymakers. We should stay home or stay distant, outside with masks on. And yet, in the spirit of Advent, can we reimagine ways to capture the festive fun of Christmas parties and the merrymaking they entail? Can we creatively offer comfort, food, affirmative belonging, and welcome to those who hurt? Jesus went out of his way to welcome those most forgot. We should go and do likewise. If we want to be Advent people in a weary, groaning world, we need to find creative, relentless ways to show them hospitality. Even if we can't party together, we can find ways to embrace the absurd, to ring in joy, to acknowledge our withness, even in distance, to go out of our way to let lonely others know that they are seen and their presence is anticipated with loving expectation. This week, celebrate the coming Savior by imagining new ways to share his hospitality with a weary world. I hope this is a gift to you. If you have ideas, please put them in the comments below. either here on YouTube or at the Expand Your US website. I'd love to share ways that we could think about celebrating even when we can't celebrate together. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas.